What is going on, folks? We're gonna jump into the Luchador. It's been like a week or so since the last time I worked on it. The plan is really I'm gonna double work on this. My phone is making noises. I'm gonna double down and work on this twice this week. So let's see how far we can get. Also, if you guys have any questions, anything going on regarding D&D or stuff you guys want to talk about, just drop them in the chat. I'll look at it and go over it too. So yeah, so let's see where we kind of left off, and now, um, yeah, put music back on. What's going on, Luke? I know there's some other streams going on today too, so I'm gonna call it before I shift people over to those streams. I believe our buddy Indestructible Boy is gonna be appearing on Zipper on Disney's, on Zipper on Disney's channel, talking about his alchemist class. That'll be interesting. I believe that starts at 5 Pacific time. Okay, so let's see where we're at. Keep a separate window open just in case you guys bring up something. All right, so last we left off, we were really looking at our signature moves. So let's see where we left off with them. Because pretty much after we finish signature moves, we can jump right into subclasses. Oh, nice. I think you were saying Florida, right, Luke? You're gonna go to Florida. Are you already there, or you're barely gonna head out to there? Really no news or anything going on right now. Kind of nice to have, or start the week off really quiet after all the drama that kind of happened in the D&D space the last week or so. But even then, I'm looking at comics, I'm looking at games and stuff. I think all the game news was all like last week. And there are only a couple of games that they put out that I was like super excited for. A lot of them seems like we're gonna get a lot of sci-fi horror games in the next year. Nice. Well, hope you have fun and stay safe in Florida. Hopefully, it's not too humid. I remember going to Florida a few years ago in July, and it was probably the worst humidity I've ever felt in my life. Not my cup of tea. Yeah, over here, let's see how hot it is. It's 98 degrees right now. This whole last week, it's been at least 100 plus, and it's all dry heat here in Southern California. And I will not being in Florida for that 2-week time span. Man, I never thought I'd miss California dry heat, but yeah, it made that humidity killer. Okay, so where did we leave off? Okay, so armbar. We had some ideas. As an action, you tighten your grip on a creature you've grappled with your arms. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll of the momentum die. Place your strength modifier, and the grappled creature becomes restrained while you grapple it. While you have a creature restrained in this way, you cannot make a melee attacks or otherwise use your arm. Okay, this was an idea by Indestructible Boy. I was gonna go revisit that. Honestly, yeah, I prefer cold weather, and that's only because all my life I've lived in a desert and dealt with 100+ degree weather 6 months out of 6 months out of the year. We don't really get actual winter here. We pretty much just get summer, fall, and spring, with fall and spring lasting for like shorter than what they should be. Winter does not exist here. All right, Leglock. Okay, we got to relook at this. I want to. This is Terran's suggestion, so go back and look at armbar. Leglock, he had a suggestion here too. Here, with some drawback for initiating these sort of lock. Okay, sleeper hold again, moonsault. And then yeah, so nice. Okay, I think the last one we did, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that's my cousin. Yep, he knows how it is. It sucks, man. It sucks down here. Like today isn't that bad, and I'm saying that, and it's 98 degrees outside, and I consider it not that bad for the summer. But man, days that'll just kill you. Okay, trying to remember what we worked on last time. Oh yeah, actually here we go. I skipped a bunch of them. We differentiated leg drop and arm and elbow drop, which I was super happy about because it's just one of those things like if you visually look at them, it appears that they do the same thing like when a wrestler does this to somebody else. But looking specifically on where their attacks land was what helped differentiate what kind of effects differentiate to help determine what kind of effects happens to them. So elbow drop, when you attack a creature that is prone with an unarmed strike, you can expend 2 momentum dice. If the attack hits, add the momentum dice to the attack's damage roll. The creature can't speak until the start of his next turn. So this was meant to sort of have this knock in the air out of them effect, so they can't speak for a short amount of time. Hey, thanks Sean for the sub. Thank you. So that's what that was supposed to be. I like that suggestion from Indestructible Boy, and it actually lets you play in a different angle because then you want to like say you have a spellcaster prone. Boom, they're not going to be able to cast certain spells that have speaking components to their spellcasting, or even if you're hitting and knocking out martial classes, they can't communicate for at least a turn. So that's actually pretty good. Leg drop is the other one that's a little bit more straightforward. It's because when you attack a creature that's prone with an unarmed strike, you can expend 2 momentum die. If the attack hits, add the momentum dice to attack's damage roll. The next attack roll made by the target has disadvantage until the start of your next turn. Leg drops tend to land right on the person's head from their neck and head up. So this was like a disorienting effect. So that one where I'm like, oh, that's pretty straightforward. You ever see Hulk Hogan do his leg drop on somebody, they're smashing the dude's head. Then we get drop kick. When you attack a standing creature with an unarmed strike, you can expend 3 momentum die. You are knocked prone. If the attack hits, add the momentum dice to the attack's damage roll, and the creature is knocked prone. Yeah, there's no save for this. As long as it hits, as long as you hit them, the enemy's going to be knocked prone, which is really kind of strong. But regardless of whether you hit them or not, you're always going to be prone. I'm just iffy on the wording for this. Another strike. Okay, this was just a general idea, but I had no idea what to tie this to. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can expend a roll and momentum die. Add the result to the damage dealt by your attack until the start of your next turn. Attacks made by the creature have disadvantage. Excuse me, I'm still having this cough. I'm not sure if it's just after effects of being sick or it's just allergies. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can expend and roll an okay. Add the result to your damage dealt by your attack until the start of your next turn. Attacks made by the creature have disadvantage. I believe. We're gonna move this all the way down. This is just one of those ideas. Oops. And we're gonna do insert page break. Break. Page break. Boom. Okay. Ideas. Just move that in its own section so I can kind of keep it out. I actually need to clean up all these maneuvers because I started putting aerials in the strikes section. And yeah, this whole strike section is going to need to be, all of these need to be like reorganized because I want them to be in ABC order, but also organize it by the kind of signature move it is. So crossbody, when you attack a standing creature with an unarmed strike, you can expend and roll 4 momentum dice. If the attack hits, add the momentum dice to the attack's damage roll, and the creature is knocked prone and is grappled by you. You are also prone. If the attack misses, instead you are prone and take bludgeoning damage equal to the result of the momentum die. I don't think there's any wording wrong with this. It's pretty straightforward. So I think that's why I highlighted it from last time. So crossbody, it's aerial. You need to use 4 momentum die, so it's a little bit more costly. But pretty much crossbody is like you jumping from the top rope or jumping from a section and you're just kind of pancaking them. That's what that's meant to be. Okay. That's that. I think we need to put a section here. Strikes. Organize this better. We'll do this called aerials. Aerials. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this on this side. Let's do this at the bottom because I think I have all the aerials down, kind of down here. Oh, and we also need to set up slams. Okay, so slams. I think I have a lot of slams down here. I think suplex. A lot of slams, a lot of aerials. Okay. Let me see where it kind of starts. Whips. A whip is a strike. Aerial. All unorganized. Aerial. Okay, so let's start the crossbody here. Boom. Okay. Oh. There's crossbody. Moonsault. Now we're just doing some housekeeping right now, just to keep everything nice and organized. Let's see, aerial. This is an aerial. Copy paste. Aerials are all gonna be like these the high flyer moves. It's pretty much what they are coming out to be, or the more acrobatic moves. So it's not that you can't do them, like you need to do them from it's like a jumping or for off the top rope, I guess was the best way to say it. But you'll still have access to them if you're doing them on the ground. Rock splash, rock splash, and senton. Boom. Let's get rid of this. And I think all the slams are right here at the bottom. That's the case. Okay, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Is senton right here? Put senton. Okay, senton's there. Let's see. DDT. All the slam effects here. Dang. Okay. So close. Let's move slam over here. Weird. Okay. I don't know why it's doing it that way. Okay, we need to fix the formatting right here because I don't know why it's doing it this way. Insert. Weird. Format. Weird. Anyway. Overpass. Normal. Cool. What's suplex, slam, face buster. Cool. I saw it was a strike, a hold. We might not have a lot of hold options, but we need to probably look at some hold ideas. The whip. We're gonna move this to strike. Oh. This one really long? Oh, it is. Boom. Okay, oh, setup. We probably need to look at that. Okay, cool. Let's move this out of the way. Yeah, we actually don't have a lot of holds, so that's something we got to look at to add some variety. Because look, I'm looking at how many strikes we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options to choose from. Holds are 1, 2, 3. We have 3 we need to figure out. We need to probably add more. So I'm trying to see how many. Because you're going to be limited to the amount of signature moves you have. So you're going to start off with 2, 3, 4, 5 total. You can max out up to 5. So yeah, we need probably like 2 more that we get. So we'll look at crossbody moonsault, and then we have a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think what I'm gonna do is I at least do like 6. Oh devil, 6. Like 6 options on each one. Let's see how many we have for slams. I think we have a lot of for slams too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're probably gonna cut one. I want to have the most iconic slam abilities, these bigger maneuvers that hurt. So I want to keep DDT. I want to keep Backbreaker, Powerbomb, Chokeslam, Suplex. I'm not sure about Brainbuster or Facebuster. I need to see what the hell they are. So, wrestling, Facebuster. That looks okay. That's just a basic rainbow. If you guys got ideas too in the chat for moves, then let me know. Yeah, Brainbuster and Facebuster. I'm cutting those. Backbreaker, we're good. Powerbomb, Chokeslam, Suplex, good. Armbar. Leglock. Moves. Let's see what moves. Camel clutch, leg drop, people's elbow, moonsault, Doomer, super ankle. Rana, professionally wrestling. Let's go to wiki when we are unsure. Atomic drop. The bulldog. Catapult, choke slam, cobra clutch, slam, DDT, driver. Electric chair drop, face breaker, face buster, all the way slam, fireman carry, death valley driver, Bill Nelson slam, guillotine drop, giant swing. Ooh, wait, giant swing. What I think it is? Yeah, it is. How can I not have that in there? We're gonna look at that giant UA2 because that's pretty much what the idea is. Giant swing. Look at that. The UA. That. That one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. Giant swing. Break driver. Hit. Stunner. Ooh. I kind of want to add a pal driver to this too. Like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We can remove this. Pal driver. Okay. So for all our slams, they're gonna be these big iconic abilities. The only problem with a pal driver, actually, that now that I think about it, okay, so in Lucha, the pal driver is actually banned in Mexico for wrestling. So we're gonna actually remove it and leave that as a move for our Oathbreaker variant. We'll leave that as their special scoop slam. So we need one more Snake Eye Snapmare. Spine Buster. Suplex. I think. Okay, well. 5 slams are fine. Any hold, aerials, and strikes we are actually really good with. Oh, hold. Throws. Man. Hold. Stretch, chin lock, claw hold, crossfade. Okay, let's see what holds we do have. Armbar, leg lock, sleeper hold. See what other iconic. A Nelson. Bill Nelson. Ooh. Transition. Hold. Arm wrench, butterfly, crucifix, electric chair, fireman's carry, gorilla press, gut wrench. Chokes. There's only so many dang chokes that you can add. Okay, body lock. I want to say bear hug, just straight up Mexican surfboard. Body locks, bear hug, backbreaker, lock, cloverleaf, knee lock, figure four leg lock, Damascus, sharpshooter, choke. So we're gonna have one choke, one armbar, one leg lock. So we have those three, maybe at least two more. Sleeper hold. A bear hug. What up, brother? What is going on? Let's do bear hold. Or bear hug, excuse me. Bear hug. This is not a slam, this is a hold. And this can be a hold that can be done standing. It has to be done standing, actually. So we kind of mix it up, because a lot of these holds right here are done sitting down. And maybe another one that can be kind of done, like super hold. Sleeper hold, I'm going to have it so that you can do it on somebody that's grappled, that's on the floor, prone, or someone you can do in, like, standing up, as long as you're behind them. Hug me tight, you bear. Yeah. I'm trying to find, like, these, like, easy to grasp, like, very concept driven hold. And, like, I think one more. That one is slams. Actually, I'm thinking Backbreaker is not a. I don't know. Would you guys consider Backbreaker a slam or a hold? Because every time I think of Backbreaker, I think of Bane breaking Batman's back, and it's just one swoop and boom, right on the knee. Like, no. Cloverleaf. Inverted Cloverleaf. Lock. Figure four. The Argentine Backbreaker. We'll look at that right now. Okay, I'm thinking Full Nelson. Oh, okay. I'm dumb. So we get a bear hug, and then we'll also do Full Nelson. That's the last one we need. So Full Nelson, what I'm seeing with this one is like one of these. Pretty much, you're kind of holding them in place, but to open up and give your allies advantage on attacks or something like that. Okay. There we go. Let's. Okay, here we go. Let's move homeboy ideas. Let's put this setup one. Another strike. Okay. So let's look at what we got. Do we have enough? So throughout the whole shebang, you're going to be able to pick up 5 signature moves. Good thing is, whenever you level, you'll be able to switch them out. Okay. It's off. Drop kick. Fine. KKK. Clothesline. So yeah, so strikes are just going to be these pretty much all going to trigger off your main attack. I think we have enough of them, enough to feel like you're doing what you want to do. So clothesline, lariat, elbow drop, leg drop, drop kick, and whip. Whip I'm a little iffy on, but whip, the whole idea is that this is like you grabbing the person and throwing them pretty much a shove ability. You're throwing them to an ally or something of that sort. You can make a shove check. If the creature fails, you can expend any number of momentum die. The creature is whipped and moves up to 10 feet to an armed safe. An ally is at 5 feet of that creature. When they end their end their movement, the ally may use their reaction to make a melee weapon attack. If the attack hits, they roll and add the result of the number of momentum dice you used for this ability to attack. When you successfully shove a creature, you can expend a momentum die to whip the to move the creature 15 feet away from you. If the creature lands in on a in a space within. Momentum die to move in an unoccupied space 15 feet away from you. Okay. I'm trying to think. Trying to think the way I would want to do this. Because it'd be pretty cool. Okay, you move them 15 feet away, right? Make a shove check. You're successful. You're shoving them 15 feet away. We gotta word this in a way because I'm trying to think. Like, if you shove this in the ground, you can expend away from you. You can expend a momentum die to move the creature into an unoccupied space 15 feet away from you. If the creature lands in a space within 5 feet of an ally, the ally can use the reaction to make a melee weapon attack. The thing is, we gotta look at the other wording. Is there a you can't see me move that turns you invisible until the start of your next turn? The John Cena subclass? The John Cena subclass. I'm down to do one. What's going on, Eric? Pretty much, I have a subclass dedicated to Undertaker. For jokes, I'm down to do a John Cena subclass. Okay, where? Oh, here we go. Whip. Make a weapon attack the whip creature if the attack hits. think it's this. Like hits add the momentum dice to the attack's damage roll. Okay. Boom. One of the clauses I want to add, let's just put a bulletin so I can figure out what the hell the wording would be on it. If the movement would be cut short, the shoved enemy cut short by a wall. It's going to be 2 momentum die. Dice rolls. Yeah. The momentum would be cut short by a wall or other obstacle. They take the bludgeoning damage equal to. Yeah, because out of this one, I'm trying to think like what you would be able to do is just like, yeah, just shove them into a wall. Shove them into something else. I'll figure this one out. Okay, where are we at? We got holds. Okay, we need to figure out armbar and leg lock. Let's see. An action, you tighten your grip on a creature you have grappled with your arms. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll of the momentum die plus your strength modifier, and the grapple creature becomes restrained while you grapple it. Okay, so what are we trying to do with the leg lock and the armbar? Leg lock, I want it so that is the chorizo choke. Gonna make me chorizo choke. No. A legal maneuver. I don't know why that just like made me think of chorizo burritos and somebody choking on a burrito. Trying to think. What do we want out of leg lock and armbar to make them separate? Bear hold and full Nelson, I think, are going to be like leg lock is to restrain them on the floor. Full Nelson, I think, isn't to slight restrain but leave them cracked open. And sleeper hold is like it's the one that costs a lot. That 3 momentum dice. And that's the whole point. Like that's this sleeper hold's the one that's like you're gonna knock this person out. But I think we needed to fix how strong sleeper hold's gonna be. Okay, we're not having some issues with all these. Let's fix all this because for some reason it's messing up. So I think there's some formatting issues with column breaks. That doesn't. Oh. Okay. Apparently it does. Good thing we're going to be moving this to InDesign. Okay. I'm trying to think, what do we want out of armbar and what do we want out of Leglock? So both of these, I'm trying to think, armbar is going to be on the floor. Wrestling armbar. Let's look this up. Armbar. Okay. Yes, these are all on the floor. Leglock. Want to? What the heck? I saw a post on Reddit asking if an Elven rogue should be able to swap Elven weapon training out for the Elven accuracy feat. Wow. No. No, they shouldn't. Elven accuracy is dumb. Like, dumb good. And your weapon does not equate to that level of feat. What the heck? I'm assuming people on that Reddit dunked on that post. Like, do what you want. Like, if that doesn't disrupt the power level of your table, whatever. Like, you do that. You do you. But at the same time, it's like getting pretty buff there. Okay, so what we want out of armbar, I'm gonna put my ideas down and still have Karen's suggestions up here. What I want is why is a long one per the rules? No was the common 3. Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. It's gonna why the formatting crap. There we go. That reminds me. I think tomorrow I'm gonna post up the shortened down version of this weekend's live stream. You can still find the live stream regarding the Turtle Armor Artificer and why it's bad. And you can't actually play it if you just go by the rules. It's still up there. You can find it on the channel page, but I'm going to have a shortened, cleaned up with some nice, pretty graphics version up tomorrow for you guys. If you guys didn't catch the VOD, or yeah, you guys didn't catch the stream and don't want to sit through an hour stream, instead want to sit through 5 minutes of content, I'll have it up for you guys tomorrow. But yeah, that just reminded me of that. I'm just like, man. But I can't think of any other class, race, and subclass combo that makes it so that you can't play that your character. Yeah, like I know of like a lot of overlapping ones, especially like barbarian with mostly any race that has some sort of damage resistance. Especially if you go bear totem, like it kind of makes it lame. Or like you go tiefling and forge cleric, like fire resistance. Sure. But I was trying to think of something on the same level of the Turtle Armor Artificer that would do that. Let's see. Sustain. Yeah, so the way I see armbar, I see it similar to like a martial witch bolt. Like, as long as you don't attack, you can continue to take your action to hold the person for a turn or continuous turns. Armbar maybe can be when grappled, the target can only do an action and a D4 on the start of their next turn. When armbar, taking damage. Bolt, you can't. I'm gonna put actually, Martial Witch Bolt. All the problem I'm having with my idea right now is like with the continuous damage, you're using your momentum die. So I don't know the balancing nature of this is that the longer you keep this up, the more momentum die you have to use on it. And you're giving up all your actions just to kind of do that. I'm liking limiting the action economy of a an enemy. That's not a bad idea. Just trying to think what can we not let them do. I'm thinking not take out their action. What we want is to allow them to the enemy have some level of counterplay, because I don't want to make this like super busted and be like, nope, they can't take an action. No, I want an enemy to counter grapple. I want them to be able to like. The whole point is to force an enemy to counter grapple, so they waste their momentum trying to break out of stuff, which again forces and does what you want to do as a luchador in the beginning, which is to lock the creature down. Do you have anything that looks at charisma like something that does your charisma modifier and damage? Not in the signature moves, but I do have charisma features in the core class. So let's see. So what we got. The signature moves right now, I only have them set so that they all care about is the momentum die, and depending on what it is, maybe add a strength modifier to it. But let's see what we have. Showstopper. Oh, that points at charisma when you make a charisma check, but you add your strength modifier. But Smack Talk is one of those certain signature moves. Nope, that saves. I know there's stuff with charisma. Smack Talk is one of them. Reversal, no. Muy fuerte, no. Where is it at? Start of the round is one of them where you add your modifier to your initiative. I don't have one that specifically adds charisma to the damage. It's one of those I'm kind of like saving, because if the momentum mechanic doesn't work, like it doesn't feel good in people when people play it, then the other idea is to cut momentum out and rework the features that obviously reference it, and to do a fighting style feature. Do I use? Yes, actually we do. So our armor defense is 10 plus your strength modifier plus your charisma. I'm ditching dex. One, to keep this class a little bit more to make it less mad, and also because dex, I'm tired of dex stuff. But also to kind of play in a different angle with this, as it's more built on the athleticism instead of just the general how can I say it? The quickness of a character. And it kind of fits into the theme of everything, because I think the general consensus is that most people think luchador should be very dexterous because they're very acrobatic, at least the perception of it. Looking at actually how they are in Mexico, they're anything but. A lot of the heroic luchas are actually all grapple based. They're all technical. And it's only when they come over to the US is then you see a little bit more the high flyer aerial aspect of it. And even then, if you look at the D&D rules, jumping, grappling, shoving, that's all strength-based maneuvers, all strength-based mechanics. So it kind of just makes sense. Like, yeah, this is athleticism. Should be all. We'll shove that. Make this a strength class. So yeah, so like there's two main mechanics that do that, and then it's gonna be the skills that support it. But I do think having, if I were to switch into a fighting style more like feature and take some of that flavor out of the subclasses, a sumo would be a little too different. Sumo would be a little too different because it's a different art style completely. And I don't know where it would fit too in 5e. Like people would like, "Oh, put it in monk," but it doesn't fit in monk. It's a whole different thing. I wouldn't mind seeing a martial arts class that's not a monk where it would fit all these concepts in there. Monk has some weirdness in it that yeah, they're sort of having this martial arts aspect in it, but there's some anime stuff and weird D&D stuff in it. And then just having a class that's dedicated to like martial arts, where you can put a sumo class and maybe it does go off of strength and dex, so you can just kind of flip flop whichever course that you want to do. That would be, and then sumo I think would fit in there. I think because I'm trying to think, how would you, if you put in a monk, all I think of is like, okay, flurry of blows in your E Honda. Like, but if somebody were to say, I want to do a sumo class in your lucha, like part of your lucha, I'd say go for it, because like I don't see how not you can reflavor any of, like, make it more of a strike based class and take a couple of slam abilities and reflavor them. It wouldn't be a bad thing. I could see taking stuff like Lariat and maybe even adding additional attack, like additional like signature moves to kind of help support it a little bit. An E Honda subclass, Mask of 1,000 Palms. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so armbar. Going back to this. Seen as a martial limit action economy of a creature. I think maybe we can get away with can't use your action to make an attack, grapple, or shove. Okay, best way to say. You can use your action to maintain the grapple or the armbar. Spend more momentum die. You use your action to do anything else. The effects of armbar dropped. Okay. Immediately dropped. I think in terms of limiting action economy, I don't want to limit actions. I want to, again, want a level of counterplay. Like, it'd be actually pretty sick if the DM like plays into this and says, okay, well, their armbar, they want to like reverse it. They try to counter grapple. Cool. So the thing I would want to limit is maybe reaction. we're gonna limit anything. That's dirty fighting. And that doesn't surprise me that they would do that. People poke buttholes just to break out of holds. That's terrible. They tried to recruit me to do in high school my freshman year to join the wrestling team, but right after I got out of doing football. But nah, that's not my thing. I think after football, we went back to karate for a little bit, and then that was pretty much it. Like, then we stopped doing karate, and I went back into football for a little bit. Never wrestling. But in terms of what luchas, no, I don't think that that would be considered dirty fighting. Or what you asking me, Eric, is if should I put a butthole poke in the maskless Oathbreaker subclass? What? Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Maskless is going with the butthole poke. We're just gonna get rid of the pile driver, and that's what that's gonna be. It's finishers a butthole poke. The heck? What does this belong to? All this stuff's all over the place. Okay. Oh my god. Weird. Okay. And let me see what Terran's ideas were. As an action, you tighten your grip on a creature you grapple with your arms. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll of momentum die plus your strength modifier, and the grappled creature becomes restrained while you grapple it. While you have a creature restrained in this way, you cannot make a melee attack. Otherwise, let me see what the restrained condition is. So we got to pull up 20. 20. I'm looking at Discord. And just for that, Eric, we're going to bold this, make it bigger so people do know, so they can all see it. Okay, we need to look at what are we trying to do? Oh wait, we need to look at rules, not my games, compendiums. We need to look at the restraint condition, what it means. We don't want a full restraint. Restrained. Let's put this up here and see. Okay, restrained. A creature's speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonuses to its speed. Attack rolls against a creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Okay, the creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Okay, so that works a lot better than that condition. It's a lot meatier. It's a lot. We're gonna say restraint condition. I actually like that. But there's gonna be maybe some blowback for you because you're gonna have to give up your attack and give up your action to continuously maintain it. Continuously spend momentum die to continuously do damage. Die to spend. The effects of the armbar immediately drop. Awesome, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. I'm trying to think. You can use your action. Yeah. Restraint condition, both of you. Is there a way? Okay, I want to look at this. Restraint condition becomes 0. You're both restrained. Both restrained. This is a big risk versus reward thing. So if you can actually lock a person out and separate them enough, and then you get them in this arm bar. That's the arm bar. Okay. I need to pull up a video. Can't show it on stream because DMCA, you know. Let's see. But armbar wrestling pro wrestling. WWE. Why I want to see WWE, because since it is more entertainment and a spectacle, I want to see how there's this little gnat really wants to die right now. Like crap. I want to see how WWE does it, because since it is a little bit more of an entertainment, we know. Okay. Okay. Let's put this at a bunch of speed. Playback speed is gonna go ridiculous. Okay, yeah. So okay, we need to see Leglock now. I need to figure out how to differentiate these. We need to figure out how to differentiate these. Because I think about both of these, you're pretty much going to give up any advantage you have to kind of maintain a hold that just continuously deals damage. I feel like they both do the same thing but attack different body parts. Don't know how I feel about these. Don't know how I feel about these. Okay. So let's work on one. Because they both can be like this witch bolt effect where you have to maintain it to continuously do damage. King, second king, like lock. Want to see what he does. Okay, boom, boom. Okay. Show the combo, bro. Show the combo. Oh. Okay, I think. How do we differentiate? They both want to be maintainable holds. Yo, what's going on, brother? Trying to differentiate armbar and leg lock, because looking back and looking at how wrestlers handle it, they essentially do the same exact thing, which is restrain the opponent and deal continuous damage to them, and then that's at the cost of yourself too. So for me, it's like, yeah, well, just need to figure out if there's a way to differentiate these effects on them, because leg lock and armbar, looking at how they actually are performed, you're restraining the opponent, but you're also in a sense limiting yourself because you're going to spend all your resources on that an attack. So that's why for me, it's like maybe like treat them like martial witch bolts that you give up your action to maintain it and continuously do damage and spend momentum die as you go on, and make this more like async, but at the expense of you both being restrained or having the restrained condition, or at least enemy restrained 0. You have 0 movement, and at least that differentiation has it so at least you have a position of power, and at least it feels like your character is still in a position of power. Because enemy being restrained, they lose a lot, but you just not being able to move. Yeah. Let me. I'll bring you up right now. Oh, the music for everybody. Music for myself. Or get tearing in on this. Hold on. Your audio is coming in through my speakers, so give me a sec while I fix this. I'll put the. Hey, what's going on, brother? Okay, here we go. Fix that. Now I hear you right in my headphones. Okay, boom. And then there we go. I guess I had a bunch of updates and they all. Oh, sec. Boom. Okay. There we go. Testing. Yeah. My computer decided to update and change all my settings and everything. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, doing good. Pretty much last time I worked on this, I really got leg drop and elbow drop differentiated. Now I'm trying to look at armbar and leg lock because looking at wrestling videos right now, they do the same thing. They just attack different parts of the body. Yeah, unlike a leg lock and elbow drop, where they hit were different. This is like, yeah, they attack different parts of the body, but they both are continuous restrainment holds. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is find something to make them feel like they're supposed to, but also are different and not just give them the same thing. So, like right now, the idea with armbar with before looking at leg lock was to make it this pretty much a martial witch bolt. So you're giving up your action to continuously do damage and spend momentum die, so they can act as a sink. So, and while you're doing that and just continuously doing damage and they're restrained, you can't move, but your allies can come in and just dogpile on them too. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, and I actually have I saved both yours right here. They're the ones in yellow. Um Let me see. Probably holds up. Grappler. Grappler feet. You've developed the skills necessary to hold your own in close quarters grappling. You gain the following benefits. You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature you're grappling. You can use your action to try and pin a creature grappled by you. To do so, make another grapple check. If you succeed, you and the creature are both restrained until the grapple ends.
It. Oh no, there was another thing in this. Maybe it shows that one fighting style. What was it? unarmed. Yeah. On the start of each of your turns, you can deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to a creature grappled by you. So this is from the unarmed fighting thing. Just copy paste it here. Now, there's your Witch Bolt, but I think you've got an expanded die in here for that, like the unarmed strike stuff.
Yeah.
So you can just do that. Yeah, you can just do that die right in there. Because you're losing out on, you can't really attack another creature, but you want to ensure that you have that, like, guaranteed damage that's happening right there. So you can say that 1d6 or whatever that's going to be. You can do bludgeoning damage equal to a roll of your, equal to a roll of your, is it momentum die still?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. So, okay. You're unable to use your arms for any action. While you have a target restrained in this way, you are unable to use your arms for any action other than maintaining this grapple. At the start of each of your turns, you can deal yada yada. I don't even know that that really feels. Oh, I guess it is. Yeah, that's how they do it over in unarmed fighting. Weird. All right. Because like it doesn't require you to make the attack. I guess it's just your because you're grappling the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That would technically be another instance of the attack action. So yeah, if you're trying to maintain the grapple, then okay. Equal to your strength. I mean, like, if that's what you're trying to go for like the Witch Bolt, like, grapple, then I would think it should be something like that.
Well, yeah, target restrained this way, you're unable to use your arms for any action other than maintaining this grapple. At the start of each turn, you can deal bludgeoning damage to the grapple creature equal to a roll of your mineral plus your strength modifier. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking at. And that's why I'm looking at, like, Leglock. It's like pretty much you and the person can't pretty much attack.
Yeah. Your movement speed becomes 0. I would think, like, I mean, I don't know about making it 0. I would say, well, you have a creature restrained in this way, you're also prone.
That's true, yeah.
Because if you let go of it, you at least still have half your speed to get up.
Yeah.
So you get the little bit of mobility that's in there. Leglock. I mean, if you have a recurring instance of damage with a caveat being that, number 1, you either can't use your arms, or number 2, you are prone. Either way, that seems like a pretty decent trade-off.
Yeah.
I do think with Leglock, you being able to, like, lock the creature down as long as you're prone, but you can still beat the hell out of it while you've got it grappled. Like,
well, that's true.
That's very good, but you're prone. So, I mean, its buddies are going to have an easy time just dogpiling on you.
Yeah.
I like the trade-off, though. I like that it's making you think about one or the other.
Yeah, and it too, like, if you're able to isolate one of them, well, they're locked.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that trade-off actually quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool move to go, like, I mean, you're giving the, are these, let's see, your signature moves. How many of these do you learn?
So you can learn a total of 5 throughout. And I have it right now. I think every time you level, or maybe when you get an ASI, you can swap them out just in case.
Right.
Yeah. I don't remember which I put. I think it's whenever you gain a
fine
level.
with, yeah, you're fine with whenever you level, like swap them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more and more I write for this game, the less and less I'm bothered about swapping out martial stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Just
I'd rather people have a fun time playing it
Yeah.
than worry about like, oh, I just suddenly forgot how to lock a guy down, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Clothesline, Lariat, elbow drop. Yeah, I think if you went with that through line, like throughout while you're doing these, like, okay, is it going to require my arms to pin this thing down? If so, like, I can't, if I'm going to maintain the grapple, I can't use my, I can't punch it,
Yeah.
you know? And then if I'm going to use my legs in this way, I'm going to be knocked prone. I actually think that's a really cool trade-off that you have with that. I was trying to think of, like, since last time I saw this, you got quite a lot of work done.
Yeah. Added a couple more arm bars, and then started looking at aerials, because I think this is good. The aerials are going to be the thing people are going to gravitate towards just a little bit, just because it's the charisma stuff. And most likely I'm probably going to add like charisma bonus stuff to all the high flyer stuff a little bit, just because
all the showy stuff. Yeah.
And then so what my goal is to have at least like 5 to 6 options per I guess designation of the signature moves, the classification.
Oh, cool.
At least, because
okay.
Yeah, so that you have enough to pick from. If I can do more, but the problem is a lot of these wrestling moves are just variations of the same move, like same core move.
Right.
So it's hard to be like, yeah, you're gonna do a suplex and then give you a different kind of suplex, or even a full Nelson. You differentiate from a half Nelson. It's like the same shit, same thing.
Yeah. How much have you gone into the subclasses right now?
Not at all. I'm trying to get these done so that when I get into the subclasses, I kind of know what angle they're trying to take with those moves.
I would explore a little bit into the subclasses. Trying to think about like some kind of through line that you can develop with like just that first loadout.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what is I would imagine Mask in the Sky has got some kind of an aerial move that it gets, and then XYZ thing.
Yeah.
Some kind of special thing that occurs while you're performing aerial, whatever.
Yeah.
Silver Saint. Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of skimming through real quick. Yeah, I think right now, what I would encourage you to do, because you have an idea as to what like these are going to look like, the signature moves. I think you're at a point where you could sit here and grind out a couple more of these. But I would kind of start to think about what you really want the subclass identity. Yeah, like, I mean, you've got enough material in here right now to deal, like, yeah. You know, in the action economy, you know the core game loop, what these things are going to be doing. Now it's just like, what does the subclass give you that builds on this idea?
Yeah. I'm thinking even the subclass will give him at least an additional signature move.
You know, like,
or
one way that I like,
yeah,
one way that I like, I mean, the thing that you got to think about is like, you know, if they're going to get a signature move, like you've got the specialist in aerials, you got to make sure that they get like an aerial and that is locked in for them. It's not a thing that it's just like this is a reason why, like, you know, sometimes whenever they'll develop like a cleric subclass and they'll give you like a spell that's always prepared no matter what, it's because that subclass needs it to function. Like, life domain getting cure wounds, right? Like So I would think like if you go in that direction, make sure that whatever move it is that you're going to build off of for that, it's like you know that that one's going to feel good for them to have locked in for all 20 levels.
Yeah.
Um,
Because my idea with like the subclass getting the signature move, it's a different move that's pretty much like your special. So
yeah.
so like Stone Cold Stunner, Tombstone Pile Driver, all those moves. It's like, yeah, that's your core move. But it eventually, I think towards the end is like that's when it becomes your finisher, and it gets like an expanded bonuses for popping it off.
So what's your I guess what's your idea on the slams?
Slams, these are gonna be, I'm thinking like these are your big old power moves. So the way I see it is like these are all shove effects. It's just each shove effect's gonna be a little different. DDT, I see that being since you put the opponent's head on the ground, some sort of disorienting effect. Power giant swing, I saw that and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take the latest UA. That's pretty much what that's gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, like there's no way.
Mighty Impel.
Yep, that's what that's gonna be. Choke slam. Only thing I'm looking at is just choke slam, powerbomb, and suplex. The only ones I'm trying to really figure out because they're shove effects to put people on their back on the floor, so that eventually they can all set up so that you can do either aerial moves that attack people on the floor, or leg drops, leg drops, elbow drops, or even some holds that require the opponent to be on the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say for what is it, DDT?
Yeah.
If that's gonna be your like, all right, I wanna daze the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah.
You know, like I always keep in mind concentration checks for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to do something that kind of evokes the idea of you got a headache or like you're dazed, but I don't want to inflict a condition on you, that should be a thing where like, okay, honestly, if you as the luchador are able to get up on the mage that's concentrating on a thing and like straight up just you grapple it and slam it, that should be good enough to break the concentration check.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, it's the kind of thing where like I would say if you grapple the creature and deal the damage or whatever, yeah, if you deal the damage, it has disadvantage on the concentration check. I think that would be really solid. And then, I mean, if the thing passes the check, you know what you're doing next turn.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the good thing is like make positioning this also to be a little bit more of a mage slayer. I think is a good thing because that's, I think, part of its weakness is that I was seeing is like, yep, a mage will be able to shut this down, but if it has tools to deal with that without just making it go full overboard, I was like, okay, then you can get around it.
And what are you thinking on things like I mean, and you can use like Mage Slayer. I mean, Choke Slam.
Yeah.
They're I mean, even they're unable to verbalize. Like, let's say if they fail the check by 5 or more, the creature can't speak until the start of its next turn.
Yep.
Or sorry, I guess the end of its next turn. That's a good Mage Slayer right there. Kind of looking around. Frog Splash.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the big thing with all the aerials is like finding the right ones that are iconic. Because the last list I had, a lot of people were kind of just like listing a bunch of different stuff. I was like, they're too specific. That'd be good for a signature move. I was like, there's just certain ones that pretty much if you just look at Tekken's King, like he has like every core wrestler move you would think he'd have, like somebody would have.
Right.
So that's why I was like, oh, he has a Hurricane Rana, he has a frog splash, he has Lariats, he has everything. And the cool thing is, at least with all these aerials, depending on a lot of it is either attacking somebody that's on the ground, but where you land on your body determines the effect. So
and like what you might be able to do is like, build into these like a combo.
Yeah.
So slams. Maybe it's like, I mean, they've already got advantage. I would assume they've already got advantage on prone creatures because they're a form of an attack.
Yep.
I mean, it could even be like hell if it's against a prone creature, it deals an extra little bit of damage. Because I mean, you want to reward that playstyle that I think everybody wants out of it, where like you. This is a big thing with me with the monk, where I think people think too much about you need to give it a bunch of these martial arts moves and whatever. I'm like, that might be ideal, but like, what would be way cooler, in my opinion, is if they feel like they chained in with each other in some way. You know, setting up these like fighting game kind of combos is really a cool design direction. I'd love to see someone go in.
Yeah, like I just that's for me. That's like what's missing for the monk, some sort of combo system. Like just a solid combo system that you just chain all these effects to feel like you're playing Street Fighter and Tekken and all those things.
Yeah,
it just fits with it. And that's what I wanted out of Momentum, is like this building effect that's also kind of similar to what is it? The Rogue in Warcraft. They have that combo system. You do a bunch of sequences together, and then you have your finisher.
Oh yeah. It's funny. It reminded me. Man, Heavy did something with. Oh, what was it? Heavy did like a few monk subclasses that were like based off of Street Fighter. And he even had like he had a mechanic in there that was based off the Konami code, and I can't for the life of me remember what the hell it was.
Yeah,
but
I remember him kind of previewing it, and he's like, "It's gonna be a long time before I finish it." And I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah, yeah. Heavy will start working on something, and then like, I mean, he goes through a long development cycle, but yeah, I think that could be kind of cool, and like, you have some other stuff that can do the even if you just have something previously that's like clothesline, knock them down, slam, follow up. Like that's you know, like the 1-2 combo is I think going to be the thing that's going to make a lot of people go like, okay, yep, like I'm sold. This is what I want to do. Like,
yeah. And what I was trying to do, because that's what King does, like his super move, he can actually chain the combo together. Is that's what his grapple attacks all do. So it'll set up into, you just have to press all the commands. So I was like, maybe at a later level, you're able to do multiple signature moves, chain them like on a single turn.
Yeah. You know, I was just trying to think of like some finisher thing where you could be like, at the end of the combo, the final move of the combo deals a number of d6 is equal to the number of moves you pulled off this, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, thinking about like what all these little signature moves can really do. I mean, DDT, that thing, you know, breaking the concentration check, this could be really cool. Choke slam, shut off like a little bit of it's like I can't cast spells all that well because I'm literally choking, and you know, or just not being able to verbalize even.
Yeah.
It doesn't specifically like. Sure, the most powerful thing for that is like it can't cast spells. That's insane. But like, you know, there's plenty of things like any creature that has innate spell casting doesn't require verbal or somatic components. So like that, I mean, you know, it's strong, but I don't think it's as strong as people are going to really first check it out. You know. Oh hell, there was something I was just thinking about and totally skipped my mind. That's what I meant. So it's not just a Mage Slayer. There's also things like if you look at a bunch of the Warlords or Leader stat blocks, they have to shout commands.
Yep.
And technically, you're like, okay, a reasonable DM is going to be like, yeah, that shut that part of their action economy down. Like that'd be pretty cool. You know, depending on how much power your DM wants to give it.
Yeah, just straight up covering off verbal. I think we had that with, you suggested it with, I can't remember, it was one of the grapples, I think. No, elbow drop, because I was trying to find something to figure out how to mimic knocking somebody's air out, because elbow drop landed somebody's elbow right on their chest, and then leg drop was like, I already knew your crushing some dude's head. So I'm like, that's a disorienting effect. They're not gonna be able to. They'll have disadvantage because they can't really see, hear, or do anything for at least a turn until they get their head right.
Yeah.
But I was like, elbow drop, you're landing on the chest. What mimics knocking that person's air out of their chest?
Right.
Yeah, and then you suggested they can't speak until the start of the next turn. I was like, yeah, actually, yeah, that works. It's different.
Well, and some of the things that you can do with this, it's like, so what could be cool is for things like Clothesline, right? You've got to move at least 10 feet straight towards the creature. Boom. Now, part of the cool thing is, because you have to move that distance, it's hard for you if you're prone this turn.
Yeah.
That's hard for you to inflict on another creature. So you have to think about the combo setup there.
Yeah.
Which I like quite a bit. So it's like naturally you're thinking Clothesline, knock the thing prone, slam it, or so I like the fact that you are building into this, like, through one way or another, you're having to plan the setup that's going on.
Yeah.
Straight towards. Okay. Yeah, that was another thing I've been catching here lately. All these movement-based ones, like, it's something I'm thinking about whenever I'm getting in on the Vanguard.
Yeah.
Because I want that Reinhardt charge to be a thing.
Yeah.
But, like, Tree Up Monk covered it in a video, I think it was, like, last week, where he's talking about jump distance and how you can just, like, run in place and technically still get a long jump in. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that rule's a little...
That's weird.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's all good. That's all good. I think if you're keeping that in mind, that can be a really fun design decision to do, is, like, some of the strikes are going to require that you have to move, so that means they can't be used in the same turn that you're, like, if you've already gone prone.
Yeah.
Or at least it would be really kind of difficult to. Yeah.
Yeah. I've also been worrying about what the intended target is too. Like with dropkick, I left it pretty open, then I realized after looking at it, like, they don't hit anybody that's prone.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they only hit standing creatures, so I'm like, okay, let's fix it up. And then also trying to make sure most of these moves work with High Flyer at 11th level, so that if they do set it up and are able to get somebody in a position where they either can attack from above, or if they do some sort of, like, top rope power bomb, that it still works with it.
Let's see that. If you jump before attacking a creature, you take no falling damage from the jump, and the attack deals an extra 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 5 feet you fell before making the attack. Takes this damage regardless if you make the melee attack, shove, or grapple. If you jump before attacking a creature, okay. Man, that's okay. There's something about High Flyer that's kind of sticking out to me right now. So there's no cap on that, which there probably should be.
No.
Because you can bag of rats this, actually. I could just jump off a cliff, and then if I punch the bag before I fall, or before I hit the ground, I'm okay, right?
Yeah.
So it might need to be like you can jump as a part of taking the attack action. No, that's still not right. Does that really need to be its own action? I don't even think that's right. Maybe you can jump into the space of another creature. What does the ring of jumping do with this? I mean, that's going to be a natural pickup for this in a campaign.
Yeah.
Jump distance is triple, but that's the long distance, right? Not the height. I really wish they were more solid with the jumping rules.
Yeah. Spell.
Yeah, it's just distance. It's not height. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, wait, what? You can reach above you a distance equal to the height of. Wait, what?
The creature's jump distance is tripled until the spell ends. High jump. Make a long jump. You cover a number of feet. Your strength score if you move at least 10 feet. High jump. You make a high jump. You leap into the air a number of feet equal to strength modifier. 3 plus your strength modifier. You move to at least 10 feet.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how that might interact with it. Well,
I'm trying to think though. I hate the jump rules at times because
yeah.
you would assume that with the ring of jumping and all this stuff like doubling and tripling your jump distance or height means you could jump longer, but from what I remember, you can't jump farther than your actual movement.
Ugh, God, it's. Well, then they say that, and then they're like, "Well, Jeremy Crawford said," and I'm like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. The way I interpreted that, like it's yes, you triple your height and stuff, so you have a higher cap, but you're still only limited by your total movement.
yeah.
That's why it's like, yeah, you have a hard limit, but then if you're able to expand that limit, you can only reach up to the next cap.
Oh, it's like one of those spells that always requires another spell to support it.
Yeah.
Like, I have to take the dash action, or else I get no use out of this, or I have to get haste cast on me, or long strider, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just trying to think of like. I mean, is there anything other than terrain giving them the falling distance they need?
No. That's pretty much it. Yeah, you'd have to figure out the height of the terrain around you.
Okay.
To do that, unless you're going to you got a ridiculous jump on your own, and even then,
Yeah.
jumping up, I can see only. I'm trying to think. Let me see the high jump.
I mean, Eric Cochran could dash up and then deal 66, but that's kind of nothing, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, and honestly, all right, cool, whatever. No, they that's a 2-turn setup. Oh, okay, huh? Yeah, they would have to. That's odd how that works out. Okay. Huh, that's actually kind of kept in like reasonable check there.
Yeah, because the way I see it in play, like specifically the high flyer is either they either have to give you're attacking a prone target,
Yeah,
and then you're body splashing, you're doing one of these aerials to hit them, or you somehow manage to have a grappled creature and have moved them to a point where you can do a little extra damage, or you're using drop kick or something to hit a creature that's standing that's below you.
yeah. Charisma to initiative. I was just trying to see. Actually, I think High Flyer is so like. High Flyer is so what I feel is like iconic to this.
Yeah,
You might be able to move it to the same level that Monk gets Slow Fall.
low fall.
I think they get it a 4th, right?
Yeah, so I have a 4th. I have the movement speed stuff that 4. Use dash.
You can.
As a bonus action.
They get. Oh, you've got okay. The ability score improvement kicks in there too.
Yeah.
That's right. You can't forget about that. You can dash as a bonus action while you are grappling a creature. Also, you have advantage on dexterity saving throws. Okay. So you have the danger sense kicker in there. Man, I'm just thinking it's almost like you really want that high flyer thing kicking in way earlier. It just that seems so like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Extra attack is there to set up your combo. They're only doing a D6, right? With their whenever they're unarmed striking.
Yeah, I don't have it improving. That's gonna be more left to testing to see if like it should have scaling damage. Because my intention is that momentum is supporting that a little bit more to be a bit more like sneak attack die.
Yeah.
In a way.
You might be able to say, I mean, it just me kind of throwing out an idea here. Maybe at 11th rather than high flyer. Like if you moved high flyer a little bit earlier somehow. I mean, hell, could that move to 9th? What do you have at 9th right now?
The second part of Rapido. It goes.
Oh, yeah. You can. Oh, yeah. You can 100% move that down to at least 9th. If you wanted to. At 11th level, so this is where fighter is getting their second extra attack. I would say you might be able to say something like, if you have used a signature move for 2 of the attack actions, you can make 1 additional signature move. That way it's not just extra attack 3. It's like you've got to play into the combo here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you've taken the attack action twice to use a signature move, you can use 1 additional signature move as a part of the same attack action. Because, yeah, that way it's not just extra attack. I think of what else. Oh, you got a persona feature kicking on 11th. Okay. Yeah, I would say without really knowing what the persona features are going to be. Let's see, because you're going 3rd, 6th, 11th. Is it 17th? Okay.
Yeah.
3rd, 7th, 11th, 17th. You have Muy Fuerte. You wait. Where? How is it Muy Fuerte?
Muy fuerte, yeah.
Muy Fuerte. Okay. My Oklahoma ass accent here. Muy Fuerte. I don't see the improvement happening at 9th. But it's listed in your class table.
Yeah.
Is there an improvement?
Let's see. Muy fuerte improvement. No, where? I think I actually forgot to update the class table because I think that improvement's supposed to reflect Rapido, and I just never changed it.
Oh, gotcha.
And then the Muy fuerte improvement is okay. It doesn't actually get an improvement at 9th.
So you have territory open up at 9th. Yeah, is that change? You're grappling 2 or more creatures, dragging a creature does not have your. That's actually pretty nice at 9th, considering that's what this class wants to do. Yeah, I would say you can even do that and high flyer
at 9th.
I think you could. I mean, high flyer is situational. Ideal, like it's really cool if you get that to go off, but like number 1, that's going to take at least 1 turn of setup. There's just, it's highly unlikely you're going to be able to get high flyer, and it's unable you're going to be able to get high flyer without some prep.
Yeah, I think the only flying races are going to maybe be able to.
Maybe. I mean, Aarakocra is going to be Aarakocra, so
Yeah.
that's like
Aarakocra
whatever.
and Owlin. That's pretty much it. Because Fairy, little
Yeah.
guy's gonna struggle.
Oh, that. But I mean, oh god, we want that fantasy though.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what people were asking me too already. Is like when I started doing this, is like, well, how are you gonna treat like small creatures and allow them to kind of do the fantasy? It's like, well, that's for me. It's like that's on the player. You got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's the thing you want to make work. You're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
You know. But I'm gonna need to get off of here. But hit me up if you need any. If you want to just throw something my way to take a look at.
all right.
I gotta go. I'm over on Zip's channel talking about the Alchemist tonight, but
Yeah, right at what the call? Is it 5 your time or 5 my time?
oh, it's 5 my time, but I got about I think it's like an hour before I go over there.
Nice.
What was it? Where's that at? Yeah, I'll be over there in actually 2 hours. Good, I got time to get dinner.
Yeah, I think it is 5 my time. Yeah, I have it up here. Yep, 5 my time. So
yeah.
Nice.
So, but yeah, man, hit me up if you need any more help. I mean, it looks like you've got. I mean, the core's basically done. It looks like. It just sounds like right now. Now you're trying to figure out what your cantrip, quote unquote, is going to be for the class.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you're coming along.
Yeah, I'm liking this. Like, it feels good. Like, my friends are like waiting to get their hands on it and play it, because we tried some of the mechanics out in our Avernus game. My cousin, I was like, here, your guy's a luchador now. Here's a mask, and you get some of the features. Pick some. So he was having fun with momentum, but for me, when I was watching it and play, I was like, okay, the tracking can be a little bit of an issue, but like knowing how much you're spending and stuff. So
yeah, but I feel like you have building off of that idea of like this is going to be the combo class.
Yeah.
Like momentum feels like the kind of thing that it's like I want to set up this combo because it's going to reward me and me spending and getting the moment. Yeah, I think like it's all. I mean, it's coming together. I think ideally any kind of these like unarmed fighters is going to feel great if you can build into that like. Yeah, I mean, we know that fighting games feel good for a real reason. They just give us that cathartic like punch, you know. Being able to mimic that, I think, is going to make it feel real good.
Yeah.
But well, cool, man. Well, yeah, I'll let you get back to it. Yeah, just hit me up on Discord if you need anything.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good night.
All right, later, man.
See ya.
All right. Get back into it. So I think Friday, or what we'll do on Friday, I think we should lean into some of these subclasses, or at least try to map out one to really get an idea of what we're going to be doing with it. But yeah, let's continue working on this for at least another couple hours, and then I will push you guys over to Zipper on Disney so you can see Indestructible Boy's interview. He's going to go over his Alchemist class. So give me a sec. I'm going to take a small restroom break, and then come back so we can keep working on this. Maybe I need some time to think about, so maybe a new level 11th feature, definitely, so I can move High Flyer at least a level higher, and then this will be our that's what I'm thinking. Able to use multiple, at least 2 signature moves in a turn. This is the persona feature. Okay. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that, just in case start of the round gets an improvement at 10th. All right. Start of the round. So yeah, King of the Ring, potentially. We'll just keep this highlighted. Because yeah, I do need to figure out how powerful the level 11 feature is going to be. And maybe that's something we can maybe potentially look into for the subclass features. Because what I have right now, these are just rough ideas of what I can see happening, but maybe take that basic idea of like trying to do a multiple combo and just apply it to the specific subclass and how they're able to utilize it. So we'll see. Most likely though, this is our level 11 feature is going to be our extra attack like feature, so it's going to give us a little bit more damage, a little bit more of an effect. We can probably defensive feature or momentum based effect. The other idea for at least for third level, on top of a signature move or bonus proficiencies. Actually, excuse me. Do this, a bonus proficiencies, fighting style like buff or specific wrestling style, and plus a signature move that'll support it. That'll be mainly your bread and butter move, and then signature move upgrade. And then still not sure what 70 level is going to be a thematic buff. I'm not sure if any of these subclasses, now that I'm looking at it, are going to be like a spellcaster. I know there's a tendency to have some sort of Gish slight spellcaster kind of character, but I really want to stay away from that. So we're going to see what we can do with it. So again, excuse me. Let me run to the restroom really quick, grab something to drink, and then we'll be back and we're going to jump a little bit longer into this. All right. We are back. Got some water. Okay. Super excited how this is going. I'm also I'm not going to show you guys yet. I kind of want to leave it as a secret, but I'm a little hinting at that we have this channel's going to get a mascot sort of character soon, or I'll be using in videos and stuff. I know lately I've been doing a lot of my face, and even in streams I'm still going to use my face for stuff. But for harder, bigger videos, longer videos, I don't know. I just don't like how I look and appear on camera when I'm reading off a script. And to you guys, does it come off as really natural at times, or it just very dead, like dour? There's no energy. I'm like a potato. So to kind of help with that, there's going to be an avatar, and I might end up using it too here and there for streams, just to really depending on certain things I'm feeling that day, or and so on. So yeah, so expect it soon. I'm like super happy I got like some of the first proofs back. It's probably going to take the place of the logo too a little bit, this character. It's going to give the channel a little bit more of an identity, and also it kind of signals a little not necessarily new direction, but some new content that I'm hoping you guys really enjoy, that actually pushes the channel a little bit forward alongside character build. So I'm going to be looking at a little bit more the bigger picture kind of stuff of D&D and tabletop role-playing games, because some of the advice I want to give out actually isn't limited to D&D. But some of the topics we're going to cover are specifically only relatable to D&D, and they are for the DM side, and there's some stuff for player side too. So it's just a bigger overall conversation through the lens of looking at other media. You're going VTube it? No, I don't have a rig to actually like mocap me to do that, but I don't know, sometimes I just don't want to be on camera, or sometimes my skin is looking harsh. So yeah, so as soon as I get like one full, or I get everything done, I'm a full reveal, show you guys. I'm super excited how this mascot's looking. All right. So for sure, okay. So let's kind of take a look back. We're gonna write this in a way. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for Combo King feature. So now that we kind of know that level 11th, this is where our subclass feature is going to kick in, that it needs to be a bigger power spike. So an extra attack-like feature. So we're not going to have extra attack, but something that allows us to have combo potential. So this is something we need to really keep in mind. And then when we're starting Friday, I'm going to start with Mask of the Silver Saint. It only feels proper that I have a start off with El Santo, but I'm wondering if I could kind of split El Santo apart a bit and have it not necessarily tied to divine at times, because I don't think he was really divine, and maybe have so what people don't know, Nacho Libre was actually inspired by a real wrestler, and maybe have that. It's based off the luchador Fray Tormenta, who was a priest, Catholic priest. Let me see if I can pull up Fray Tormenta. Maybe have that be like a soft cleric. Bring up so this is what Nacho Libre was based off of. Let me see if you guys can see that. The Fray Tormenta. So yeah, so maybe we can have a subclass dedicated to that, to him, and make that one a little bit more divine based. And then maybe change Mask of the Silver Saint to be Mask of like the Silver Champion or something like that. Okay, so do this. Yeah, we're approaching 4K soon. Now that I'm looking, I kind of pulled up some stuff behind the scenes right now. Yeah, I'm getting excited. Like, I think my goal maybe this year is to try to hit 5K subs. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get there. We're approaching 4K soon. Oh, yeah. Figure out. Look at that later. All right. Let's do this. Okay. You know what? I like the lo-fi, but it's a little too chill. Switch this up. Do the hip hop mix. Okay. So now let's look at, see if we can we're doing armbar, right? I think we're gonna have this cost, oh not whip cost 1? 2 momentum die. 2 momentum dice. I think the minimum I want to have a lot of momentum die kind of start off with is at least 2. With maybe something in the subclass that makes it cheaper for you to use a specific momentum die if it's for something, like it's for one of these designations. So like a subclass that mainly wants you to use strikes and rewards you for using strikes, that it makes strikes cost 1 less momentum die, it makes them cheaper or something, or maybe it gives you more power behind the momentum die, something like that. So let's see what Terran had. Rewrite it for momentum. So with armbar, I'm seeing this, maybe this costs 2 momentum dice at least, and then continuously spending momentum die as you hold on. Let's see. While you have a target restrained this way, you're unable to. Okay. As an action, you tighten your grip on a creature you grapple with your arms. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll of your momentum die. Plus your strength modifier, and the grapple creature becomes restrained while you grapple it. While you have a creature restrained in this way, you cannot make melee attacks or otherwise use your arms. Okay, there's the clause. This is what he changed. Boom. Okay. Okay, we're gonna take this as is. Or change it up a bit. As an action, you tighten your grip on a creature you have grappled with your arms. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll of the momentum die plus your grapple creature becomes restrained while you grapple it. While you have a target restrained this way, you are unable to use your arms for any action other than maintaining this grapple. At the start of your turn, you can deal a bludgeoning damage equal to a grapple creature equal to the roller. Okay. I believe the creature is no longer restrained. Another action. Roll a minute. The grapple creature becomes restrained while you grapple it. While you have a target restrained this way. And use another action. Because the way I see this is that as long as you're maintaining the hold for this, you're not gaining momentum die. As far as the way I'm reading this, you're not going to gain momentum die. You're going to be continuously expending momentum die. That's what I want. So, trying to add on to it. I'm trying to make sure that this. We need to see. I'm trying to think of another effect. Do you guys have any ideas what the other effect could be? That is similar. That as long as you're not doing the thing you're doing anymore, it no longer holds it. Let me bring up Witch Bolt again, because I don't think Witch Bolt has that clause. It might not be something that I'm overthinking and might not actually have to do it. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Okay. The creature is no longer restrained when you use your action to do anything else. Restrained when you use your action to do it. When you use your action to do anything else, or can spell momentum die. I don't have any momentum die. Hopefully that's clear. I'm gonna just break this up a little bit. So we're gonna have some differences. This is gonna be one of those things you kind of have to read into. 2 momentum dice. As an action, you tighten your grip on a creature you have grappled with your legs. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll of... What's your strength? Second, 2 momentum dice. Plus your strength modifier, and the grappler creature becomes restrained while you grapple it. While you have a creature restrained this way, your movement speed becomes 0. I think we need to add the clause, like the same thing at the start of each of your turn. So this is going to be like the slight difference is that your arms are free, like Karen suggested. Cool. So there we go. But they both kind of have this similar effect. They're both kind of like this Witch Bolt-esque effect, where as long as you're maintaining it and you have momentum die, damage keeps going on. And I think and you have the option to drop it, so you can just do one hold for a turn, hold them, let everybody kind of get their licks in, and then drop it the next turn and do something else. Because I can also see a combo potential of doing something like you get them in a hold for the turn, and then the next turn you can slam them, do whatever from that hold. Because I think what people got to realize too, if you lose your outer momentum or you use your action to do something else, yes, you lose the restrained. They're no longer restrained, but they're still grappled. So there's that distinction. What the heck is going on with Infinite Frontier and Dark Crisis? DC's doing weird stuff. Oh, well, I have a new site popping up. Apparently, by the end of this summer, we'll know what's going on with Phase 4 and what the next big super epic saga we're going to see for Marvel Universe, which is cool. Kinda know Secret Wars is on the way, from what it seems like. Okay. Kinda know. Alright. Oh, I actually got to play D&D this weekend for actually be a player on the player side, so that was friggin' fun. Didn't do any combat, so I don't know if my artificer build will actually does anything. But it was fun. I think this coming stream, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go over all my characters for the stream for this Saturday. Still gonna stream Saturday. I'm doing a lot of streaming. More than usual. But yeah, I think this Saturday we're gonna go over all my characters, the ones I started playing off, and then pretty much go through the progression of all what I'm playing now, and how I've gone from a player that's more focused on a player that was more focused on mechanics and optimization, until being a player that's a lot more focused on lore, story, and roleplay. I still care about mechanics, but not to the extent where that's what leads me to how I play. It's more so do the mechanics lead to support the fantasy I'm trying to play. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. I would also like to see like or hear about your guys' characters too, what you're either currently playing or what you have lined up next. Sleeper hold. When grappling a creature, you tighten your grip to strangle them as an action while grappling a single creature. Roll 3. Momentum dice. The grappled creature takes damage equal to the result of your rolls. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. If they fail, they are stunned until the start of your next turn. Yeah. This is just meant to knock them out immediately. So I'm okay with Stranglehold being that way. I don't know if I want all the holds to have this maintain feature. I think Armbar and Leglock are the only ones that I could see really having features that care about have features that care about like maintaining a hold on them. Bear hug, what kind of effects do we want? What does a bear hug do? A bear hug knocks the air out of people, or is meant to knock the air out of people, right? Bear hug. Let's see what the bear hug's trying to do. Okay. What is the bear hug trying to do? Alright. You guys... Oh. I need... Bear hug. Bear hug's like a total Power Man fantasy. Like, you're just grabbing the crap out of this person and just squeezing. So I'm wondering... Hey, they really want me to watch this. Fix that. Bear hug. Bear hug. But I don't know if like bear hug's meant to be like some like big old like it's like like a back cracking. I know Full Nelson, it's gonna be like more of a upper body restrain. So let's see the effects of this. Full body restrain idea here is they can't use their hands. Use their hands. You can't use your hands. So pretty much you're gonna give up your action. So the idea for Full Nelson, this is what I wanted to do. Pretty much, I want to shut off, is it somatic? Somatic, yeah. Yeah. This is somatic. I want to have it so the hands and stuff are restrained so that they can't cast magic using their hands in a way to do like special somatic component aspects of the spell. But also if you're holding a weapon or something, you're disarmed. So full Nelson's like one of those simple ones. I want to. The heck? Hold on, I hear some thumping. I think my neighbors were doing something they're not supposed to. Who does a bear hug? Tekken bear hug. Let's see. I know. Oh yeah, of course the bears do it. Of course the bears do it. Makes sense. Bears hug. Okay, so it's a back crack. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. It's a back crack. Interesting. Back crack. What is they want by the back crack? What do they want with the back crack? What can we do with the back crack? Let's think about what does backcracking do? Realign your spine. No, I'm kidding. Bear hugs knock air out of you. Crack back. Can't walk. Somebody's hanging up. Somebody's picking up. Somebody's banging something. Sorry about that. I'm getting distracted, guys. Getting distracted. Okay. So, bear hugs, crack in the back. Does Street Fighter have a does the Geef have a bear hug? Bear hug. Oh, Hakan bear hugs. Oh, hell yeah. So does dang, a lot of Street Fighter characters do bear hug. Oh, well, Hakan's bear hug is a little. E Honda does a bear hug. Why they gotta do? What? Okay, so E Honda does a bear hug. So I just want to see the effects of it because the WWE version is a little weird. Honda bear hug. Bear hug. Honda, man. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I don't want to see the full fight. I just want to see. There. Oh. I have no clue what they're banging up loud enough that I can hear through my head. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting distracted by some other side stuff here. On Honda. What do you think? What effect a bear hug should have? So all I see is most bear hugs is just you crack the back, and I'm wondering if that should just be the thing. The bear hug is like maybe like the easy spender. You just tighten your grip on them and it just deals extra damage. So I'm thinking like bear hug isn't. Just trying to see how people have it in other games. Tekken, I think it's pretty much the same thing. Bear hug, just that's okay. I figured it out. I know what we're gonna do. So bear hug, it's gonna be a standing grapple. So you have to okay. Standing grapple. Oh, it's going out donut sandwich. Hey, no, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, you can still catch the Bad Brew one. It's up on the actual channel page. So what I've been doing is, at least for the Saturday streams, what I've been doing is I'll leave them up there for the day. So for folks that want to watch them or can find them in their feed or anything, and then I'll unlist them and just move them all to the page. So they'll always be the first one on the live streams that you can click and watch. Is because by Monday or Tuesday, in this case Tuesday, I will post an edited version, a very shortened version of it, with a little bit more graphics and a little bit more cleaning up compared to the stream, that you'll be able to actually watch, especially because sometimes the streams can run up to 2 hours or so, and people might not want to watch the full VOD. But so I'll normally pump out a shorter video that sums up everything I was trying to get my point across. So tomorrow a video from the stream cuts that stream down from an hour to 5 minutes, going over all the information. There's still some stuff I left out, so if you want to always go back to the stream and go catch some of the other stuff, and sometimes it's comments and stuff from you guys in the chat, I'll leave that out and leave it back into there, unless it's like super generates enough conversation where I can feel like it pumps up its own video. I can do that too, but that's where that is. So excuse me. So tomorrow there will be a very shortened video from that stream, and I will link back to the stream too. So I want to make it so that you can always find it, but also I guess streams can mess up your algorithm a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, this week I'm gonna be stream heavy. So today, Friday, and Saturday I'll be streaming. So that's the goal. Oh, wondering. Trying to make it. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little distracted on the side because I want to be able to have it so I can redirect you guys to really weird. Like, such a pain to get the right address for somebody on YouTube. That doesn't work. What I'll do, I'll just post a link in the chat so you guys can head over at 5 o'clock to see Zipron what's it called, interview Taryn, who was on a little earlier helping me out with this. Ooh, Tasha's Mind Whip. Let's pull that up. Did not consider that. Tasha's Mind Whip. Let's see this. What's going on, Renan? Let's see. See what we got. Yeah, and then Friday, my plan is, we're gonna dive into the subclass. We're gonna dive into our first subclass. Now that Soto 1, encouraged by Taryn to actually start playing with it, so I can actually go back and maybe fix some of these maneuvers, but also to take a break from maneuvers a little bit. On a failed save, so the target must make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 3d6 psychic damage, and it can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. Ooh, okay. I actually like that a little bit more. It adds like a little bit of a disorienting effect on its next turn. They kind of have to figure out what action they want to do, right? So let me getting a basic idea of this. So a standing grapple. So full Nelson's also. I think full Nelson, I'm gonna leave it so, because I've seen full Nelsons like on the ground. Full Nelson. Yeah, so I think need to look at the restrained. Restrained. Okay. I like that too. Or that. Well, we'll see. Restrained. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking the little Tasha's Mind Whip thing. It's a little bit more powerful. It's either that, like, yeah. So there's a couple effects where I can't stack all these effects, so this is what I'm gonna need to choose. So it's either we prevent on the bear hug. On the bear hug, we need to either. Oh, actually, never mind. I was getting confused with Full Nelson. Oh. Yeah, actually, I like that for that. It gives it a different thing, so they can only choose one action. Pretty much bear hug is released after this. Pretty much you're grabbing them. Let me see. I was actually trying to. When you grapple, when you attack a creature that is. Okay. When you grapple, so this is the big thing we're going to do this. When you grapple a creature, when you grapple a standing grapple a creature that is standing, you tighten your grip around this is the first idea. I'm not sure how this feels. Nah, I don't like that. They might change the leglock and armbar a little bit too, just some of the wording. Because I do want it so that it doesn't take up your full action to initiate the leglock or the armbar. I want it to be part of your. Maybe that's another way to differentiate that too. That the leglock doesn't require you to take your full action to use it. It just is part of a grapple check. When you grapple a creature, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Should this be so the whole point of this is to grapple them, squeeze really tight, and then drop them on the floor. Yeah, drop them prone. There's two. I don't know if I don't want them to make another attack roll. I want this to be as part of a successful grapple. So I'm just trying to see. I'm making sure I'm writing it right. When you grapple a creature that is standing, you turn your grip around their body, inflicting pain on their spine. When you grapple a creature that is... When you grapple a creature... as part of your attack action. When you grapple a creature that is standing as a part of your attack action, you tighten your grip around their body, inflicting pain on their spine. That might be... Well, the fixed damage is actually going to be the amount of momentum die. That's why. So you need to spend amount of momentum die, and that's how much damage you're going to do. But I think what we're probably going to do is I think this is going to be like a super basic one. Like, it's not going to be too crazy. How many? See, Leglock on armbar, I'm willing to even change how much, but this one, we'll just put it at 2. It's probably going to need to be more. Their spine. I'm trying to find the clause. If when you successfully grapple creature that is standing as part of your attack action, you tighten your bottom. Momentum dice plus strength modifier. What if the bear hug fixed damage since you will hug the target and not punch them like a d6 per position, and you use your action to apply the maneuver? All right, so the way most signature moves work, that's why I think I do need to look back on Leglock and armbar, because they probably do need a little bit of a fix because it takes a full action to use both of them. The intention behind all of these is that these are going to be additional effects for continually to do unarmed or attacks, grappling, or shoving. So you're spending the momentum die because pretty much you're reflavoring, you're changing how that attack or that shove or that grapple actually works. You're adding an additional benefit for doing it. And by doing so, you're actually gaining, a momentum for doing that. So you're spending 2, but you're gaining 1. Right? You're going to spend 3, but you're going to gain 1 by the end of the turn. So that's the whole intention, is that, yeah, you're getting rewarded for doing the thing you're supposed to do. And all of these are just rider effects on top of the basic action. Pretty much on the attack, shove, and grapple. That's the intention. I'm willing to change it if it feels right, because I don't want... The whole idea is this, as part of this combat loop that I really want people to kind of get into. Lucha Libre says whenever you successfully grapple a hostile creature your turn, you can make an unarmed strike with a unarmed strike or an improvised weapon attack. That's a bonus action. So the intention when it comes to having attack or extra attack is that you're going to be grappling and either use a signature move as a setup or whatsoever. And then either grapple, attack, and either of those can be a signature move, or attack, grapple, attack, and either of those can be a signature move. So that's by 5th level. So it's this constant loop of you need to figure out which part of the combo you want to set up, where there's going to be an attack, then you're going to grapple for a signature move to set them up, to knock them on their ass, and then you're going to bonus action attack, or you can do a whole thing of grapple, shove, attack. So you can do grapple, You grapple them, you powerbomb them, and then since they're in the prone condition, then you're just going to do an attack with advantage on them. That's the kind of stuff I want to do. It's like you kind of have this built-in, figure out how you're going to do your combo. This wrestling combo you want to do. That's why. And that's why I don't want, like, maybe some of the features need to, like, have it so that they do take an action because they feel powerful. But if that's going to be the case, on top of having a big spending of your momentum die to do this, they need to be powerful. If you're going to also take your action away just to do that. That's why I haven't made them outside of the 2 suggestions, which I'll probably switch up a little bit. Because that's what I want it to be part of your combo economy. And also all these are going to be tweaking. So hopefully, like, that's the thing. I get some of these done, and then a subclass done, and then we kind of figure out how all that stuff feels, and then we tweak based off of that. And then as soon as we get to a place where we're all sort of satisfied with it, then we're good, and we can put this on the DM's Guild. But not a bad suggestion. It's something I do got to think about in terms of how the loop wants to play out, because I do want it so that the player that's playing this really is trying to figure out, like, which combo they're wanting to set up. Because originally, the funny part, this wasn't going to be a Luchador class. This was going to be more of a duelist class that was going to kind of include a little bit more fighting gamer kind of characters, and maybe do something a little different than the monk, and be like another martial character that allowed for this sort of like combo play. But then I was struggling with finding like a thematic for it, and then Luchador just seemed to fit because I already had that idea in mind too. So we'll see. I'm hoping momentum plays fine and like it feels good for people. And if not, then I already have another idea to kind of replace it. And maybe opening up the playstyle of the character a little bit more too. When you successfully grapple a creature that is standing as part of your attack action, you turn your grip around their body, inflicting pain on their spine. Doing so deals damage. Deals damage to... Deals damage... Oh. Doing so deals damage to the grappled creature equal to... I think class modifier. On his next turn. All right, we're gonna play with this idea here. How do you guys like that? So, when you successfully grapple a creature that is standing as part of your attack action, you can tighten your grip around their body, inflicting pain on their spine. Setting. When you successfully grapple a creature that is standing as part of your attack action, roll 3 momentum die. momentum die. You tighten your grip on their body, around their body, inflicting pain on their spine. Doing so deals damage to the grappled creature equal to the roll of 3 momentum die plus your strength modifier. The creature is released from the grapple and knocked prone on its turn. At the end of your turn. So yeah. So at the end of your turn, that creature is knocked prone. So meaning, at least for the continued action, you can still hit them while they're grappled by you. Mm-hmm. It's been bugging me, man. Sucks living out. Well, everybody I know assumes living in Southern California, it's like all beaches and nice sun and everything. I live out in the most southern part of California. It is nothing but desert, and it's also agricultural area, so there's a lot of pollen and crap in the air, and of course I live in the area and I have allergies, so my eyes itch like crazy. And it's always the worst between spring and early fall, because man, it's normally the windiest in spring and in early fall, and then the summer is just heat everywhere, and they're just farmers are constantly out just growing stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. The target's gonna have a bad time, and since I'm thinking with Bear Hug that said it is limiting its actions, it needs to cost more. So I wouldn't be surprised if we can move this up to a 4. And actually, that, like, for me, it's like, oh, it's a bigger like Bear Crush, and that's a lot of dice. That's 3d6s right there. 3d6s on your thing plus your strength modifier. I probably need to go back on some of these and add some caveats, especially to the ones that are about grappling and shoving, and having them add additional damage to that it's equal to the strength modifier. The strikes, on the other hand, won't. And that is because most of the strikes are going to be stuff that rides on top of your attack action. So you do an unarmed strike, it's pretty much you're adding extra die to that strike, that unarmed attack. So I don't need to add the strike modifier to it. But stuff like grapples and shoves, we're going to do that to kind of help it out. But also that's why those things are probably going to cost a little bit more depending on the effect, that we can go a little crazier on them. Full Nelson, I think. This one I just wanted to be like a nice restrain. Sleeper Hold, I think this is going to be like a big spender momentum. When you grapple a creature, you tighten your grip to strangle them as an action while grappling a single creature. We're going to roll 4 momentum die. So we might need to, again, look at this one, because this was a fix that Terran did suggest with this one, because the conditions were a little off the chart on some of the original idea behind Stranglehold. The grapple creature takes damage equal to the result of your rolls. Yeah. And this is like they take 4 plus your strength modifier. Boom. All right, we need to look at the action because it does. Or cool thing, one thing we might be to consider to make it as part of your attack action. You can use this feature as part of your attack action. That's another thing we can look at and word it so that it counts, right? That's one thing to really consider. But yeah, these 3 holds do need to look at. Full Nelson, bonus action. All right, full Nelson. As soon as we got that, that's pretty much holds are all done. We got working strikes. The only thing we need to kind of fix is whip a little bit, because I want to know if I could have it so that if we run, like we throw somebody into a wall or a boulder or something in the way, that they take damage from that instead, if something else gets in the way of us whipping them to another spot. Oh, I know what we can look at. I think, let me look at the rules for Catapult. One of my favorite spells. One of my favorite. Catapult. I just want to know if I put that on my character sheet for my character. I think so. My Artificer. I'm gonna be disappointed with myself if I did it. Oh my god. I'm a dummy. I did not put Catapult on my Artificer. We're gonna have to fix that. That's a no-no on my end. Cool. All right. Maybe rattle. So what do we want with catapults? If object will strike a creature must on a fail. Okay. The object flies. Okay, let's see how we can word whip. When you successfully shove a creature away from you, you can expend 2 momentum dice to move the creature into an unoccupied space 15 feet away from you. If the creature lands in a space. Okay, so that formatting. Creature stops this force movement early. This is not even. We're gonna have to reword this. If it impacts against a solid surface and takes if stop in this way, they take damage equal to 2 rolls of the result of 2 rolls. Nice. This is clunky as hell. We got to fix this. Okay. Well, let's get rid of this. Okay, I'm going to highlight this. Because the intention behind this is originally what I wanted Whip to do. It's like if you're throwing somebody against the ropes in the ring. That's what I wanted it to feel like. But I'm also thinking in a D&D sense. What happens if, well, obviously you're going to throw this person next to an ally, a creature. Well, what happens if that 15-foot movement is cut short and you throw them against the wall or something? That's what it. Momentum. dice. Can you use whip to shove a creature into another and damage both? Tempted. Like, if that's the case, I might up the momentum a bit for this to 3, and it will do 3 damage. But what I have it set is when you successfully shove a creature away from you, you can expend 2 momentum dice to move that creature into an unoccupied space 15 feet away from you. If the creature lands in a space within 5 feet of an ally, the ally can use a reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the whipped creature. If the attack hits, add the momentum dice to the attack's damage roll. If the creature stops this forced movement early if it impacts a solid surface, or creature, if stopped in this way, they take damage equal. Way. There's ways we can fix this. I'm thinking we can change it. Because I wanted it to be a setup move, right? You're whipping them, and as like a tag team move, you're whipping them to an ally, and the ally gets to go ham on them, and boom, hits them for free. It might be a thing where we change it so that we use it more offensively if an ally's not in there, and just have it so that we just move it 15 feet. And then, but if we run them into a creature instead, they both take the damage. If the creature was stopped by another creature, both of them the wording on this is ass. I'm not gonna lie. Wording on this is pretty terrible for both of them. Oh, no likey. No likey. No me gusta. Dang, some stuff I need to set up. Okay. I'm gonna keep that one highlighted, but whip is pretty much gone. Oh, Phil Nelson. All right, I just need to run to the restroom really quick because I'm drinking too much water. And we're gonna get full Nelson done, and then we'll start looking at some of these aerials, and I'm gonna wrap up at 5 o'clock, and then I will send you guys over to Zipper on Disney. I haven't set up the rating thing yet that you can do on YouTube, so I will be posting a link for you guys. You guys can click on over and let them know I said hi. Yeah, I don't know. I get why YouTube is doing this, because they don't want hate raids and stuff that's happening on Twitch to happen on their platform, which I 100% agree with them not doing. But also, they don't really make it that easy for folks to really get to make it easy for us to actually raid and send you guys over to other channels. So again, let me run to the restroom really quick, and then we're gonna keep working on this. Okay, let's do this. Ugh. Yep, I have to do it that way. Really trying to get some redirect stuff for you guys. I think it's actually not on my end. And I want to redirect you guys afterwards too. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, enough fiddling with that. We are going to. Okay. Okay, let's look at full Nelson. So, again, this is going to be as part of the, or maybe have it so that when you're grappling. Okay, so what I wanted to do for sure is make it so that with this one, that grappling them also mean you can do it from standing and you can also do it while they're prone, because I've seen full Nelsons doing them both. When you grapple a creature, arms. So I need this to still deal damage. Still deal damage in some way. When you grapple a creature, you move behind them to hinder their use of their arms. Damage. The grappled creature drops all. Ooh. Okay, and they drop all objects they are holding in their hands and so yeah, that's the intention behind this. Full Nelson, you're getting behind them and they can't use their hands. You're disarming them, and also it's to shut down spellcasters a little bit. So they can't use somatic components. They can't Doctor Strange it and just, woo, do the hand thingy. That's Full Nelson. That's the general idea. We'll probably need to clean up all the language on this stuff. Aerials. So aerial, we already got the crossbody. So the crossbody, for those that don't know, this is like a jumping from... Trying to think. What is crossbody? How can I explain it? Can't really show. So crossbody is like what you'd assume what it looks like, I guess. It's that iconic luchador pose that you constantly see them like do. Man. Luchador crossbody. We'll look at a thing of Rey Mysterio. There. Oh, here it is. Okay, I can show this. I can show this picture, at least. Not getting in trouble. So, crossbody. So the crossbody is what is it supposed to do? It's pretty much like a belly to belly or a belly to chest, chest to chest. You're throwing your body at them, but the end result is that you prone them, and you're on top of them, and then it's a pin. So that's what the full crossbody effect is supposed to be. It's that iconic sort of maneuver for a luchador that they throw themselves off the top rope. They throw their body at their opponent to knock them on their ass, and then they take advantage of that. So that's what the crossbody is. I don't even remember writing it, but I believe that was like our first aerial that we figured out. So will the targets have disadvantage in the contest grapple check in a full Nelson? Not exactly. I think if written correctly, they can't use their hands. Doesn't mean they can't use their arms or anything else. So they're grappled. We're keeping them grappled. But mind you, this is only for a turn. So you're only shutting them down for a turn, because in order to do this again, you have to spend momentum die to do it again. So this is, again, When you grapple the creature, you move behind them to hinder the use of their arms. Doing so deals damage equal to the roll of 2 momentum die, plus your, drops the objects they're holding, and is able to use hands until it's broken. Until the end of their next turn. There we go. Yeah, I only want this to be it goes for 1 turn, but at least that turn's gonna like last until end of their next turn, or till the start of your next turn. Yeah, that's better. So the start of your next turn. That's what Crossbody is. Moonsault. Moonsault. This one's like a nice... Yeah, I'm trying to be a little bit aware of Monsters of the Multiverse a bit, but even then, like, I have the book, I haven't even dived into it at all, like, whatsoever. So to kind of see how well it does, especially since we know, from what I'm aware, is that on Monsters of the Multiverse, they moved some of the spells into more pretty much special actions or actions for the creatures, so they can't be counterspelled and stuff. So that's what I want to see too, is like how much of those changes and fixes make it so that they can't cast spells. I'm assuming that some of the bigger stuff is still in a spell, so at least it'll interact with the way. Because yeah, this character's seeming to be more of a meant to be a single target martial controller. So we want to pick and bully somebody and just keep them pushed away. Yeah, it is kind of a mix of a monk and a barbarian in that sense, with the variety that lacks from the monk, unfortunately. Like, the monk could be a single target martial controller, but the only tool they have to really do that is Stunning Strike, and Stunning Strike is good. It's really good, but there's no variety in it, and it's to the point where it's so good that it prevents them from the subclasses being able to do more. And the barbarian aspect of this is that this character can be a bit tanky. I want them to be tanky. Yeah, I'm hoping soon we get some sort of working version of this. And maybe by the end of the week, we'll have like at least one subclass done so that we can actually see how it does. I think my fiance's home. All right. So Moonsault, this is what I wanted to look at. Moonsault. Yeah, I wish I could actually show you guys some of the videos and stuff I'm looking at. I kind of can't because of the DMCA. So what does the Moonsault want me to do? This is your big old flip. Okay. So they hit standing and prone creatures. Okay, and it's into a pin, so it's going to be kind of like a crossbody. Okay, a lot of the Moonsault I'm seeing oh man. Whew. Okay. So, what does Moonsault do? What does it do? Moonsault. Wait. But Moonsault. We're gonna do Hurricane Rana. Moonsault does something very similar to Crossbody a little bit. Well, Crossbody mainly is only hitting standing creatures. Hurricane Run or Moonsault, can hit both. Okay, so Moonsault's gonna be kind of just in here. So general ideas for Moonsault. Can hit pretty much opponent. This is what it does. It's a backflip that hits the opponent. Opponent can be standing or prone. Standing opponent or not prone. That's pretty much what it does. Okay. Hurricane Rana. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Looking at Moonsault. So Moonsault, yeah, Moonsault's in a weird spot. Can't wait to move this into an actual document. Pretty much I have it in pretty much Google Docs, so that you guys can look at it also and hit the link and click on it and leave feedback and stuff on the document itself as we're going through it. That's why it's there, but I think after we kind of get a good working order and figure some things out, like stuff is really solidified, I am thinking just starting to transition this into a actual formal document, and maybe there might be a stream dedicated to just layout, and you guys can see me fumble through layout a little bit, see that process. It's probably gonna be boring though, but I think with the layout kind of stream, we can just sit here and like talk about other stuff that's going on with D&D. I know what's coming out. Radiant Citadel's coming out soon. I'm super excited for that book. There's a whole story that's based on northern Mexico, which is right next to where I'm at, and it's a lot of that cross culture over here in Southern California with northern Mexico, especially on a border town, resonates with me, and there's a lot of my culture in that book and that with that story. There's gonna be the Day of the Dead is featured in one of the adventures, which I'm getting super hyped about. Yeah, the only creatures that I'm thinking, I'm seeing your comment again, Donut, is I know there might be some stuff we need to keep an eye on when it comes to Aarakocra and Owlin and flying races. I'm not really too concerned with Fairy, even though it's a flying race, because it is also a small race. But then again, there's the issue with small races not being able to do as much as the larger races. But I'm willing to kind of take the L on those a little bit, because I think it's up to the player and the DM at that point to kind of find a magic item or a fix or something that can fix that part, instead of putting something into the class that fully rewrites a set of rules for it. Like, I would love, like, if I was playing, for example, a halfling luchador, and then I'm the guy that needs to grapple the big guys and I can't grapple yet. Well, give me a championship belt, give me something, give me a special mask, magic item that lets me do that. And that reminds me, I probably, part of this document, I probably should do some magic items and maybe some feats and stuff attach onto that so people can put onto the game. Okay. Much holds, full Nelson, aerials, moonsault. So that's what moonsault is. Can we make it any different from crossbody? So crossbody is only hitting a standing creature with an unarmed strike. You can expend and roll 4 momentum dice if the attack hits. Add the momentum dice to attack's damage roll, and the creature is knocked prone and is grappled by you. You are also prone. If the attack misses, instead you are prone and take bludgeoning damage equal to the result of the momentum die. I'm wondering if moonsault, even though it's going to be more flashy, I don't want all these aerials to cost a lot. That's the other thing. But aerials are kind of like the big showmanshipy thing. There's a level of theatrics to it, so I don't mind adding a charisma modifier to the damage of these aerials. We have Blancha. Ancha. Plancha, bro. Moonsault Plancha. Oh, okay. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so... Okay, I gotta remove Blancha. So what am I gonna do? Why am I gonna remove this? So I had to look at what it is. Blancha is any sort of crossbody, any time you throw your body in an aerial movement, acrobatic movement from inside the ring into the top rope. I want to... What's going on? What's going on, Jordan? So what I want to do is move this idea into a subclass feature. That's going to reward that playstyle. We gotta keep it like this. Okay. Boom. Overpass. Oh yeah, this is what that is. So that makes a lot more sense. It's what you're trying to do. So I want to reward that behavior. So that's going to be found in Mask of the Sky. Just another note, none of these mask names, the subclass names, are actually final. The only ones I think are going to stick are Mask of the Silver Saint, Mask of 1,000 Faces, and Mask of the Azure Demon, because those are actually callbacks to actual Mexican luchadors. So we're going to I want to make sure those stay. Mask of the Reaper, if I can find a cooler name for that. This is actually going to be more of an Undertaker Kane homage. And Mask of the Pack and Mask of the Sky are kind of like my own made-up ones. I want cooler names for these because Mask of the Pack is going to be like animal inspired, that is about tag teaming and stuff. And Mask of the Sky is going to be our high flyer. So yeah, so those are that. So, and Maskless is our Oathbreaker, because there is a thing about like losing your mask and what that means in Luchador. So I do want to have the anti-hero bad guy option that DMs can use for their... DMs will be able to use to run against players, but also as part of like a narrative arc. If your character loses their mask or something, they can go maskless for a little bit until they find themselves and either regain their mask or pick up a new mask. Yeah. So Moonsault. So this one we're backflipping onto the opponent. Backflip onto the opponent, landing them on our stomach. Oh, so if they're standing, they're knocked prone. Opponent can be standing or prone. Standing opponents are knocked prone. Prone opponents are pinned. Frog Splash is only gonna hit creatures. Standing creatures. Senton. I actually need it. I forgot. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. That's 5 aerials. Oh, Senton, you land on your back. Mm. Okay, that's sick. Okay. That's sick. Okay. Senton, it's a body drop aerial that you land on your back. Okay, so Moonsault. Okay, this is the way I'm seeing this now. So now that I kind of know what we're gonna be doing and hitting, Frog Splash. Let's see, Crossbody is only on standing creatures. Moonsault is gonna be the flexible one where we can hit multiple people, whether they're standing or prone. It might be the one that's too good. Hurricanrana is going to be the only one that's a standing creature. Idea from this is it's a grapple. This is actually a grapple. It's a standing creature, moves them 5 to 15 feet. The grapple fails, the Lucha is knocked prone. Yeah. So that's Hurricanrana. Hurricanrana is cool thing is the intention behind all these is that you can do them from the standing up, or but you get the benefit of the bonus if you do them from air. Moonsault. So moonsault, backflip onto opponent, landing on our stomach. Senton flying maneuver where you land your back on your opponent, only on prone creatures. Doesn't leave you prone. Prone. That won't leave you prone. Moonsault. Prone opponents are pinned. Oh yeah. So if you miss the attack, you're knocked prone, and missing the attack, you are knocked prone, and you take the damage equal to your the rolls of momentum die. So yeah, that's the general idea right there. So you don't want to miss it, but you shouldn't. But if you do, it sucks. Moonsault. Trying to basic ideas, and frog splash only hits prone creatures. I really wish I could actually show you guys this stuff. I'm not trying to get damn good. Okay. Wondering if I can play with the idea of this. Frog Splash only hits prone creatures. It's going to be easier to do because you're rotating prone creatures. Oh. I think this one's going to be the only hits prone creatures. You're prone. Frog Splash is like the cheap and easy. Cheap and easy maneuver. Cost 2 or 3 momentum. Deal extra damage to charisma modifier. Charisma modifier, unarmed strike. Because since this only hits prone creatures, you're going to have advantage on the attack. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. You only have the attack. So there really is no need to really, to give it an additional effect. Because you have advantage, they're prone. And you're just going to do extra damage. I think this should be like a bread and butter, like really easy access attack. Like you want to do an aerial maneuver, like this is it. I think Hurricane Rana is going to cost a lot more. It's probably going to cost just as much as Crossbody because it does a lot. So what I'm doing for charisma and all these, the reason I'm leaning towards charisma on the aerial effect is because these are the showmanshipy moves. These are the ones that make people go like, oh, wow. And also, it's a little extra damage because in order to pull this off, this is an unarmed strike. So you make an unarmed strike against a prone creature. Pretty much you're falling on top of them. So since it is, I'm considering an unarmed strike, you're already going to add your strength modifier to this. So this is just a little extra damage to do it. You're adding a little bit of flair to it. Mainly it's to also kind of prove this incentive of like maybe doing this from the top rope, finding a higher place to do it. So you can get more damage out of it. So yeah, so all the aerials are going to do that. There's just a bit of wow factor for them. Probably going to add charisma with damage to all of these. Standing creatures, Hurricane Rana only want this to hit standing creatures. Excuse me. To 50 feet from the current position, and they are knocked low. Okay, do that. Moonsaw. Backflip on the opponent, landing on them on our stomach. Opponent can be standing or prone. Standing opponents are knocked prone. Prone opponents are pinned. Missing the attack, you are knocked prone. You take advantage. You take damage equal to the minimum die. I'm trying to think maybe some extra. I'm just trying to figure out what would be this extra effect. What would be this extra effect? I'm gonna have to think on it. It's already 4:59. All right, so I'm gonna cut it here, guys. I need to go make dinner. I will be back Friday. Friday with this. We'll probably skip and move away from maneuvers for a bit, and then I definitely want to work on a subclass, so we're going to do that on Friday and kind of feel it out and see what we're kind of needing. What we'll do before jumping into the subclass, we'll kind of look back at the class and see what we're kind of feeling we're missing in terms of what the class is needing to have access to or to better support certain playstyles. And then the tool, so we can have those subclasses give the tools for that kind of thing. All right, so yeah. So, Friday, We'll work on the first subclass. And that will be this Friday. This Friday. The 24th at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So you guys take care. You guys have a good one. I'm unable to send you guys over through a raid to go see Zipperon and Indestructible Boy's interview, but I'm gonna link it to you guys in the chat, so you guys go head on over there. Go tell them I sent you and said hi, because the back end of this is not letting me do it on my own, so you guys can go over there manually. Hold on, I'm gonna try one more time. I think maybe can we do it? Can I forcefully do it? We're gonna see if we can do it on the back end. If not, you guys just head on over there and tell them I said hi. Yeah, just head over there and tell them I said hi. It's not letting me do it. All right, you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys this Friday. Take care. Thank you guys for stopping by.